Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of We Hustle, a place where we discuss B school competitions. Today, we have the winners of Armageddon 2019, a competition conducted by IIM Ahmedabad's Red Brick Summit. The Red Brick Summit is a flagship event conducted every year with pomp and show by IIM Ahmedabad. Armageddon, the international case competition of IMA, lies at the heart of many competitions conducted during the two-day event. In an attempt to understand this international competition better, we today have Anik Datta, Gopal Krishna Bhatt, and Pratham Bhatt, students of Tapni, who bagged the third place in Armageddon 2019. Let's get a sneak peek of the competition with them. Hi, team. Thank you so much for being with us today. How have you been all doing during the lockdown, and what's up?
Thank you, Alina, for a beautiful introduction. We have been doing very well in lockdown. So we are busy with our work schedule as well. And we got time to spend with family, which was a bonus. And we had ample time for doing some extra learning as well. So all in all, it has been a good time for us.
Yes, it was a good time. And also, one thing I would like to tell here, since we were such a great team together back in our college days, that even a few days back, Gopal was telling us, don't we have some corporate competitions where we can again go back together as a team? Because we were missing that actually, the participation as a team.
It's amazing to see the team bonding that you all have, and I think it's very crucial for your participation in B school and corporate competitions both. Okay, guys, now let us talk about and begin with the short introduction of what Armageddon as a competition was. Here, I would like you to talk about the structure of the competition and the numerous rounds of the competition.
Sure. So the Armageddon competition was designed with the theme of consulting strategy. So the initial round was a quiz-based round on Dare to Compete platform. So post that, the second round had an investment pitch deck, which we had to prepare for an investor, but for the industry of gaming. So we had to watch out for a gaming company in gaming industry, which was open up for investment, and we had to prepare an investment doc for a potential investment for an investor. So that was the second round, and the third round was the in-campus round, which was held at IIM Ahmedabad in campus itself. So the round was about creating or designing a framework for government-based PSU disinvestment. So currently there were no such frameworks initially which have been prepared by any consulting companies or MBB or the big fours. So the competition was all about designing our own unique framework by which we were able to shortlist a set of PSUs which government could disinvest. So this was the final round.
Okay, that's quite some description of the entire competition. And I'm sure that the upcoming B schoolers and the upcoming participants, for that matter, will have a good idea of what the entire competition is all about now. Now, I would now like you to tell us the differentiation between a B school competition and that of a corporate competition, because we have a number of case study competitions conducted by corporates as well. How different was Armageddon in that respect?
One thing that differentiated Armageddon from all the competitions that we have participated in the last year was the sheer amount of thought process that you had to apply for every single step of the competition. Every single step of the competition demanded a new level of thinking because, as Pratham was telling, that we had to put in some frameworks which were non-existent. So, coming up with our own framework in itself was an innovation, which is expected of any consulting firm or any consultant as a strategy. So if you look into these B school competitions, the premier B school competitions, the amount of innovative thought process you have to put in, because here everybody competing have a similar level of acumen. You have a similar level of academic backgrounds that are there. So the thing that can separate you is the amount of creative thought process you bring in and the detailed in-depth research you do. That is something which we did for the final round as well. And I think Gopal and Pratham would be able to highlight that on the frameworks that we created.
Actually, most corporate competitions tend to narrow down or they tend to be very specific to the problems that the corporates are actually facing. Usually, most corporate competitions tend to, ask the students or the participants to solve the problem that they're facing or to find out a way or any sort of new product line that they could be launching. But the B school competitions tends to be much more broader actually. Like how Pratham said, in the second round we had to create an investment deck for a gaming startup. But in the final round, we had to prepare a framework for the disinvestment of government PSUs and also, narrow down upon the PSUs that could be disinvested find out which are the PSUs there that can be disinvested and how they can be disinvested. So they tend to be like very broad. They tend to address a lot of problems as compared to a lot of corporate competitions.
Yeah, so what Gopal said, that's very correct. If you look at the three stages of the competitions, they were completely different. In one stage, if you look at the quizzes, that was mainly based on some primary level of marketing strategy understanding that you have. But if you look into the second and the third round, they were completely different. In the second round, you had to focus a lot on how startups work in India, what kind of exit strategies you can use. While that was completely different from the third round, where we had to know about the finances, how these disinvestments work, what kind of framework the government will actually support. So the learning, I believe, is immense in a B school competition rather than a corporate competition.
Absolutely. I can absolutely agree with that part specifically. And here I would also like to highlight the fact that these school competitions, even though a lot of these schools put in a lot of effort in organizing these competitions, they do not get the limelight that they should ideally get. So the next question that I would like to ask you here is, who were the judges for the competition Armageddon 2019, and how different was the jury from that of a corporate competition?
So one thing which I observed was for Armageddon, the jury was actually the stakeholder themselves. So one of the jury person was from a government institution at a very senior position, and one more jury was from a prominent academic institution. So uh, they both were actually the stakeholders who would be affected by whatever strategy we were actually recommending. Usually what happens in corporate competitions is that usually only the senior members from that particular corporate or the company are usually taken as a jury panel. But for Armageddon, they were external stakeholders who would actually be affected by whatever strategy we were suggesting. So that was something unique about Armageddon's jury panel.
And what makes that panel also unique, that these two members of the juries, they had a very wide academic base for them. Because if you look at the corporate jury, they have a certain streamlined experience for the past maybe 15, 20 years, and their thought process are very aligned to that particular industry. But if you look at someone who was the jury in Armageddon, they had very deep idea of disinvestments, the impact of disinvestments, or maybe the startups that we were working in the second round. So their academic affiliation was much more than any corporate jury, if you see.
The jury was also actually very experienced in policy making. Actually, we could find out by the questions that they were asking and the kind of doubts they had about the frameworks and all. They were actually very experienced in policy making, and they were actually very rightful jury for judging a consulting based competition. That too in the final round that was involving disinvestment plans of government PSUs.
I think I can rightly say here that this is very impressive, especially about the jury. It's very important to have good judges out there in the panel who can guide you into what went wrong, if at all it did. And if not, then they can actually guide you in the right direction of how you can move forward with your idea in the next steps. Now, what were your takeaways from the competition, guys?
For me, the key takeaway was learning, as I was telling, because before the competition, I had very little idea about how the exit strategy of a startup works. Almost no idea. So when the second round was about the gaming industry, we had to go through the entire scenario of gaming industry in India, the different ways exit strategies can be designed, and why should we take one. And the unique part of the final round that we had was the unique framework we prepared. So to design that framework, put in the companies in the different quadrants. So that learning was immense for me. And the second thing for me was the type of questions that they were shooting at us. If you look at a corporate competition, mostly the questions would be shot at your end results. Like how is it actually improving my revenue? Where is my cost going down? Or maybe how the entire overall brand of the company is affected. But if you look at a B school competition, they will grill you on your method as well.
Yes, so for me, it's a funny coincidence actually. So whatever second round which we participated in had investment deck preparation for a potential investor. So whatever I learned along with my team in doing those kind of investment decks, I have been doing that daily now at my virtual venture capitalist firm. So it has been my full-time role now. So whatever I have learned in the second round, coincidentally has been being applied in my daily professional life as well.
Actually, we learned a lot about reading the financials of government PSUs. While designing the frameworks, we had to actually understand what are the important metrics that we need to choose, then go through the financials and see which are the exact financials that we need to actually include in framework. And also, this being the disinvestment of government PSUs, we couldn't just directly go with the numbers. We had to look more deeper into the organizations themselves. So we learned a very, like how we can look at the organizations in a very holistic manner. And this was from the third round. And even from the second round, we got to know a lot about the gaming ecosystem in India. I mean, previously we had a very limited idea about the gaming ecosystem, but I think after the second round, we got to know better understanding of how the gaming ecosystems were, the breadth of the Indian gaming ecosystem. And I think overall, as a team, we learned a lot on how we can manage and like participate in competition, how to manage our time between academics and other co-curricular activities and the competition. I think these were all some of my personal learnings.
It gave us a very clear understanding of the strength and weakness of the team, like who is particularly strong in which particular domain, and we never used to overlap each one of our strengths, and we always worked on that, and that's something which has been with us since Armageddon.
I think the competition Armageddon 2019 has left a very deep impact on the three of you, and it's very impressive to see how you guys bonded well during the competition. Now, here I would like to talk about the changes that are going to be in the competition Armageddon this year, owing to the fact that it's going to be a virtual competition and not an on-ground competition. What do you think is in store for students who will be participating this year?
Well, the first thing that I feel would be a very big challenge is not the competition as such, because you see only the final round was in campus, and that too few teams had did it online. But the major challenge would be the teams getting together, because we three, when we participated, we spent a lot of time together, not on the virtual medium, but on the physical meetings with each other. And I think that's very important when you are participating in such a great competition of such stature. So I feel it would be very difficult initially for the participants to connect online and brainstorm ideas or discuss, or even when you need help from, say, your faculty members or maybe someone in the industry, So I think those connects would be a bit challenging this time. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
But it's an added advantage this time since it is virtual. So the teams need not physically fly down to IIM Ahmedabad, so they can participate from anywhere in the country. So that's one thing. So the reach has gone 2x actually as compared to previously. So even a person, or if even the students who would like to miss their regular classes or teachings, or they could not miss out on their regular curriculum, can still participate and still probably participate in the go till the final round and may win as well. So the reach and the number of participation has also increased. That's an added advantage of having it virtual.
I think I agree with what Anik said. More than how they participate in the competition, I think it would affect the preparation, because the chances of them meeting and discussing it physically would actually be sort of hampered, or it would be reduced as compared to like how it was done previously. And apart from that, I think it would be a more level playground this time, because last year, as we told initially, that the final round there were a few international teams who were actually presenting through the video calls, and only few teams were actually physically there to present. But this time, I think all the teams will be presenting virtually, so it would be more or less a level playing field.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's going to be difficult, but teams will have to sail through this difficult time to bag the coveted prize in the end. When it comes to the prizes of the competition, what were the prizes last year and how have they changed, if they have at all, this year?
I think last year the prizes were, I think 50, 30 and 20 grand for the first winner, second and third winner. And the total prizes were worth, I think, 1 lakh. And this time, I think they changed it to the total prices worth 80K, I guess, 80 grand.
Right.
But we don't exactly know the distribution. Like we couldn't find it in their website.
I think it's around about 40, 25 and 15 probably. That's what D2C says. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
So
interesting. Interesting. I think the competition level still remains the same. The prize money is not something that plays a very important role. But what matters the most is participation and then making it to the end and winning the trophy. That's what matters the most.
That's very true. And also, I believe the participants would miss a bit of the campus feeling. because when you fly down to Red Bricks itself, the entire event, Armageddon is just a part of it. The entire event has so many happenings all around the campus that I do remember that we all were amazed by it, and we went for the entire other events we wanted to participate, but we had limited time. So that entire ambience there, I think that's something which even the organizers might be missing, and it's definitely a miss for the participants.
I'm sure the campus experience cannot be lived anywhere else. And I think this is what the student and the batch of 2020 are missing the most. Okay, as we come to a close of this discussion, what one final advice would you like to share with the students, with the B School students of this year in regard to their participation in Armageddon 2020?
So one key thing to keep in mind is that whenever we were trying to formulate a strategy, we used to make a list of all the stakeholders who would be affected by whatever suggestions or whatever solutions we were going to come up with. So what that does is it gives us a gist of what kind of hats we have to put before thinking and formulating any solution. So we would not get into a particular zone in order to stick with it, and also look at different facets of the solution, whether it is adding any value to some stakeholder in a particular organization or whatever problem we are trying to solve. So when we do that, if we are able to meet everyone's problems, or if we are able to add value to each and every stakeholder, then our solution actually stands apart, and it will always stand out as compared to the rest of the other participants. So that's one thing which all the participants can keep in mind.
I think if the format is same as that of last year, then I think the participants actually are going to benefit a lot because of the public data that would be available. For example, there have been a lot of news and data about the gaming ecosystem, and a recent PUBG ban can actually be incorporated in many of their case solutions, or they can actually quote it in one of their solution. And also coming to the government disinvestment, in the past 1 year, a few of the government PSUs have been moved forward towards disinvestment. So I think they could also include such data and they could quote them in the presentation. So they have a lot of data in their hands, and actually they can do it really well this year. That would all I would say.
For me, it would be one thing if I had to share to the new participants would be, do not be afraid of your new ideas, because when we presented our final solution, the entire idea, the entire framework was completely ours. It was nowhere in any of the textbooks or any of the material on the internet. So we believed in our ideas and we backed it up. So if you have an idea and if you can back it up, if you have a strategy, if you can back it up with logic, I think every new idea would be a great welcome in this competition. And that's this entire competition all about, to come up with innovative strategies.
That's perfectly put through. Thank you so much. And Gopal Krishnan and Pratham, the points that you've mentioned, the advices that you've mentioned are very valuable, I must say. And I think the part where Gopal Krishna mentioned that they can actually put to use the data that has recently been coming through, I think that's very important. It's very crucial for these students to stay up to date to whatever is happening around them and use that data to the best of their possible selves. Thank you so much for being with us today for this session. It was great interacting with you. It was a pleasure knowing more about you and the competition Armageddon 2019. Thank you so much. We wish you the best for all your future endeavors. Thank you. Stay safe and stay home.
Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, Alina.
So much. Thank you
Stay
so
safe.
much.